What the hell is Saw Sports or whatever that last call was talking about? What the hell is that?
Guys are from Free Love, man.
What is up, guys? It is your boy Hector Flores, and we will be talking about the Houston Dynamo. This is the preview for the MLS Is Back tournament. So I will actually explain to you guys what exactly the MLS Is Back tournament is. This the season for the MLS or any of those things? I'll explain to you in this video, and as well break down the group that the Dynamo is in, which is the group of death, and I'll explain what the group of death is as well in this video. What are my expectations from this tournament? And yeah, that's basically it, man. So make sure you guys like this video, comment, tell me if you guys have questions or what you guys think of the MLS Is Back tournament. Will you be watching the MLS Is Back tournament? And if you guys want more content on the other teams in H-Town, like the Astros, the Dynamo, and the Rockets, make sure you guys subscribe to Saucy Sports TV so you guys can get that content. Also, we do live streams on every Tuesday and Thursday, roughly around 6. So make sure you guys subscribe and hit that notification bell so you will be notified when we do those streams as well as when we drop the video here. And if you guys want a little bit more of interaction with guys from the Roundtable and Ed, make sure you guys join the Patreon. Sign up for that $5 tier. It'll put you in the Discord where you can talk to not only us but other Patreon members, and it's a pretty good conversation. I think it's definitely a cool way to pass time. So without further ado, let's get going with this video. So the MLS Is Back tournament will start on July 8th and finish in August 11th. This will not be the season for the MLS. This will actually just be, I guess if you will, a side tournament, but it's kind of more of get players back into game shape before the season starts, which could be a smart idea. Give them something to play for, but at the same time, don't let this decide the winner of the MLS. So I think this is actually kind of a good move for them. How it's going to work, so it's going to start off with group stages. So all 26 teams will be divided into 6 groups, which would be 3 groups from the Eastern Conference, 3 groups for the Western Conference, and they just kind of did a whole drawing to see who would be in what group for that. Now, once the group stage is over, then they'll go into a knockout round. Essentially, it's kind of like the FIFA World Cup. If you're familiar with the way the FIFA World Cup is run, they do the group stages, then the certain teams from each group goes into the knockout stages and like that. Now, to add on to the group stage matches, so the games that are played in the group stages will actually be applied towards your standings in the regular season. Now, you got to remember, the MLS was already 2 games into their regular season before all this started, and they had to postpone the season. So, kind of adding another incentive would be, these games that you play in the group stage will have an impact on you on the season. So obviously, if you can win out your 3 group stage matches, then you already have 9 points going into the continuing on with the MLS season. I don't know if they're gonna. I believe they're gonna add on the points from the first 2 games of the season, but there is at least something to play for. So it's not just, oh, this is just some side tournament that all that crap is, but it is very important. The winner of this tournament will get a Champions League berth for the CONCACAF Champions League and a prize money amount of $1.1 million. So, like I said, they're trying to give you as much incentive to play in these games. Knockout stage is pretty simple. Keep playing until someone has a winner. But that is essentially what the tournament is all about. Now, let's go into the group that the Dynamo are currently in, which is the group of death. So the Houston Dynamo are in Group F, which, if you're very familiar with soccer, whenever they say that this group is the group of death, it is basically they look at all the groups that are in, obviously they look at all the groups, and they decide which one is the most difficult group to be in. So basically, they look at it and they're like, which is the one you don't want to be in, or which one's the one that's going to be really difficult to pick a winner, and it's going to be really hard to get out of. And ironically, it just happens to be the group that the Houston Dynamo are in, as they're in Group F with LAFC, the Los Angeles Galaxy, and the Portland Timbers. Now, LAFC has already proven to be one of the better teams in the MLS in their short term already in the MLS as a club. LA Galaxy is usually a pretty solid team because they're able to bring in some big name players, and obviously they have currently Christian Pavon and Chicharito Hernandez. And then you have Portland, who I believe is one of the more consistent teams in the MLS. I don't think a lot of people talk about them, but they are very solid and could honestly make a lot of noise in this tournament. Now, the only thing that the Houston Dynamo need to do is obviously handle their business, and they don't necessarily need to finish in the top 2. It would be better if they finish in the top 2, but they're also going to take the 4 best third place teams in the group stages. So there is still a chance that the Dynamo can go into the round even if they don't finish in the top 2. If they can finish third and be at least the 4th best third place team in the group stages, they can still move on. But obviously you would want them to actually go at least win the group or be second. But that is basically what is entailed of the group stages. So let's go ahead and talk about my expectations. So my expectations for the Houston Dynamo, and some may see it as pessimistic or not, but just go out there and compete. They've done a really good job of getting fit, but there's still a lot of holes in this Dynamo team. If there's a player to kind of, I would say, put some pressure on, I would actually go ahead and throw out Tomas Martinez. And the reason why I say Tomas Martinez is because of the fact that he needs to become the playmaker. He has to be the number 10. If he's not doing it now, then this kind of solidifies as to why the Dynamo should move on. And it's not helping the fact that the Dynamo have currently signed some young players from their academy and Rio Grande Valley that all play midfield, because clearly they know that midfield is a problem for the Houston Dynamo, and Tomas Martinez isn't helping solidify that it isn't a problem. So Tomas Martinez, the pressure is on him. I put the pressure on him with the MLS season to begin with because I feel that he needs to prove that why the Dynamo brought him in and why he's the number 10, and I don't think he's done it yet. So Tomas Martinez is the guy to highlight for this. You could throw Albert Feliz and Mauro Manotas, obviously, just because they're going to have to be the ones scoring goals, but I think you expect that from them. Tomas Martinez, the pressure's on him because he hasn't really done it yet, and I feel more confident in Mauro Manotas and Albert Feliz than I do in Tomas Martinez, and that's why I'm highlighting him as putting the pressure on him. But also, the defense needs to do really good in their group. The fact is that, like I said, you're going up against LAFC, has a really strong attack. You're going up against the LA Galaxy, has Christian Pavon. I don't really worry too much about Chicharito, but Chicharito is a guy that can be at the right place at the right time. So your job with Chicharito is making sure that he's not at the right place. With Portland, once again, staying disciplined. This team is very consistent. They know how to move the ball. You just got to make sure that they can't do any of those things. But if they're able to actually do well against this group, some people actually think the Dynamo could be a dark horse in this tournament. I don't know why, but they do. So maybe the Dynamo could prove me wrong. So that's what I got as far as my expectations from the group stages. So that is the MLS Is Back tournament and my expectations of what the Houston Dynamo can do. I hope you guys found this video informative. What do you guys think the Dynamo are going to do in this tournament? Do you guys think they can actually be the dark horse that some people believe that they're going to be? Do you think that they're going to have a very tough time being in a group with 3 pretty solid teams? Or do you think that the Dynamo can prove us wrong? So just let me know in the comments section. Make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to Saucy Sports TV so you guys can get content on the other teams in H-Town, like the Astros, the Rockets, and the Dynamo. And if you guys want more of a discussion, make sure you guys join the Patreon, sign up for that $5 tier, and get put in the Discord. We do live streams every Tuesday and Thursday, so make sure you guys subscribe and also click on that notification bell so you will be notified when we do our live streams, as well as when we drop a video on this channel. But without further ado, man, that's all I really got. So chunking up a deuce. Y'all stay saucy.
Perfect.